A Complete Unknown is directed by James Mangold, and it's based on the 2015 book Dylan Goes Electric by Elijah Wald. And the film portrays Bob Dylan, played by the amazing Timothy Chalamet, through his earliest folk music success until the momentous controversy over his use of electric instruments at the 1965 Newport Folk Festival. Yeah, as I said, Timothy Chalamet portrays Bob Dylan, but he also produces this film as well. I didn't know that as well. That was a surprise for me. And this movie also has some extraordinary uh individuals, cast of individuals and some amazing talent, such as Edward Norton, Ellie Fanning, oh my god, like Boyd Holbrook, Holbrook, and Monica Barbaro. Like it's such amazing talents, all right, and all of them are playing are they all each of them have supporting roles in this film. And if you want to know, like, because I was wondering why this movie's titled is called A Complete Unknown. Why not call? I was thinking to myself, why not call the movie Bob Dylan, or Bob Dylan, or something like that, or something similar to that? Why is it titled A Complete Unknown? For those of you who did not know, the reason is because the title of the film is derived from the chorus of Dylan's 1965 single "Like a Rolling Stone." So that's the reason why it's titled that instead of something very simplistic and basic, like Bob Dylan. But yeah, like Timothy Chalamet, like I don't know what else to say about Timothy Chalamet. Last year he was Willy Wonka. It's crazy because December last year, 2023, he played Willy Wonka, and that movie was just extraordinary. I loved Willy Wonka. I loved that the Wonka movie. Timothy Chalamet was extraordinary. Go ahead and check out my review for Wonka on up on my YouTube channel. But anyway, like Timothy Chalamet is on a roll. Like I want to see every single movie with Timothy Chalamet. He's like, every time I see Timothy Chalamet, I see the word Oscar or Academy Award. Like those names and those words pop up, appear everywhere I see Timothy Chalamet. And I saw it again when I saw Dune Part 2. Dune Part 2. It's a very long movie, but it's was just amazing. That Dune Part 2 is amazing. But yeah. Timothy Chalamet. I love Timothy. I love this kid. I love this guy, man. Um, but yeah, like I saw the trailer. First when this movie was announced, I was like, okay. Here's something I will say. I'm not a fan of Bob Dylan. I'm not a huge Bob Dylan fan. But after watching this movie, I really want to start listening to a bunch of like Bob Dylan songs. Like literally, like here's what happened. Like after I watched this movie on my drive, like I was driving all the way back home, and when I was driving all the way back home, I opened my Spotify and I just binge. I was like listening. I was binge listening to a shitload of Bob Dylan songs after watching this movie, and it's weird, and I think I'm starting to become a fan of Bob Dylan, and it's the strange, and it's a strange similarity. It's a strange feeling that I had when I watched the Elvis movie with Austin Butler. Like before I watched that Elvis Presley movie with Austin Butler, I wasn't a huge Elvis Presley fan. Like I knew like a couple songs like Jailhouse Rock, Burning Love, Viva Las Vegas, Suspicious Minds, those are a couple songs, but I don't know like anything else about Elvis Presley. I don't know about his personal lives, his social lives, like the name of the wife, like I don't know the name of his wife or like the daughter. I didn't know any of that, like because it's all personal. It's some of my business. I mean, I could look it up and read about it, and learn about Elvis Presley, his early life, his career, and all that. Sure, I can look it up, but I didn't. I chose not to. But after watching that, because like I want to go into this movie, with an open mind, and be, and to be positive, And then after I watched that Elvis Presley movie, I was just it was that movie was sad, but it was extraordinary. I loved that movie. I saw it with a friend of mine, and after I watched that Elvis movie, I wanted to listen to a bunch of Elvis Presley music, and yeah, the same thing with this film. Like after watching this movie, now I want to watch. Now I want to listen to more Bob Dylan music and songs, and I want to know much more about his life and his career and everything. I want to learn about that, and it's a feeling that I get. But yeah, like Timothy Chalamet is just extraordinary. I don't really need to talk about the acting. All right, I don't want to talk about the acting in this movie because like Edward Norton, Timothy Chalamet, Ellie Fanning, like these are like talented individuals, talented actors. Of course their acting is their performance is great and extraordinary. James Mangold is um his directing in this movie is amazing. I love how this story is written. I love the script of it. It's Timothy Chalamet. His performance in this movie is electric. It's it's so electric. And he brings such an electrical force in his performance through as he channels Bob Dylan. Um, and it'll this movie his performance will leave you breathless. It might give you goosebumps maybe. There's a lot of energy. But like I felt like I spent a lifetime like with Bob Dylan, with Timothy Chalamet. Um, the editing, like I said, like the direction by James Mangold is it's amazing, and I love the editing of this movie. It's very organic and fluid. Um, Jesus, it's so hypnotic. Like Timothy Chalamet's Bob Dylan is so hypnotic and so electric. Um, he was able to. I think after what I'm gonna have to look it up. I want to listen and I want to watch a lot of Bob Dylan interviews on YouTube because I feel like because I don't know for sure, but like I'm hearing that Timothy Chalamet he really like mimics Bob Dylan in such an incredible way. Like he was able to capture his personality, Bob Dylan's personality, um, and it's creative and it's such a genius, you know, effect, Um, duh, 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 duh. I, I mean, if I have to make some sort of criticism towards the movie, I would say I can definitely understand. I've read one review, I think on Rotten Tomatoes or somewhere else, that this movie feels very like the directing by James Mangold feels very mainstream. And it feels like a typical conventional Hollywood biopic. I can definitely understand that. I can definitely see that. But the thing is, I can definitely see all that in every single biopic, including Well, I saw a very little bit of it, but including the Elvis Presley movie. Um, also that movie. Go ahead and check that my review for that movie on my YouTube channel. But like you could say the exact same thing for all these other biopic movies. Like they play these movies safe. Um, you know, but like I mean, what'd you expect? Um, there's a lot of practicalities in this movie to a number of personalities brought by uh of the actors, especially Edward Norton. Um, but yeah, like this is by far a complete unknown is by far one of the best movies of this year. It really is. Like yeah, you've got movies like like we got movies like this, and then like everyone loves, you know, movies like Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine is not is not one of the best movies. I mean, maybe you might enjoy the movie Deadpool and Wolverine more than I did, but for me, I thought it could have been better. Deadpool and Wolverine could have been better, but but those movies are there's like so movies like those like Deadpool and Wolverine. There's so much excitement and hype and anticipation and speculation surrounding movies such as those, like these big blockbusters. Excuse me, summer movies. Um, and movies like A Complete Unknown. What else? Scrambled, Strange Darling, His Three Daughters, like these small scale movies, these limited like movies don't get any recognition, and they should, and that's a shame because these types of movies like A Complete Unknown should deserve more attention. And should be on the radar. It should be on everyone's radar. Um, but But yeah, it is what it is. And A Complete Unknown, I think I'll put this movie on my top on my like my list of the best movies of this year. And there's a lot of great movies that came out this year, but yeah, this movie was so energetic and it really hit me. It was electrifying, it was energetic, and it rocked me to my core. And I'm hearing a little bit of Bob Dylan's. Timothy Chalamet sounds so when he's singing, he sounds so much like Bob Dylan, especially the whole singing thing. But yeah, you guys definitely need to check this movie out, A Complete Unknown. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking the time to listen to my review, my thoughts. Please like and subscribe. Definitely subscribe because that would help me out a lot. I appreciate that. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for you guys. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.